Fasting, the ancient practice of self-healing. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to this new lecture. Now we're going to expose one of the most beautiful habits and practice around the planet that we used to experience in the past, especially in our Toltec tradition. This is a crucial part of this knowledge, this wisdom. This is the real path of connection and redemption with your body and with the natural energy that surrounds us. And of course, this is the real path to achieve freedom in our lives and also as society. This is very important to release because every revolution begins with health. This is very important to remember because when we are sick, we don't have energy, vitality, clarity to feel the resonance in our bodies, to emit and create the real frequency of love inside us, because toxins are blocking our real perception of the reality. And that's why in the Toltec tradition path, we practice this. This is very important. This is the roots of everything. That's part of the blossom of the flourished war that we decide to fight. And releasing all kind of toxic energy from our temples, from our bodies. And this battle begins inside of, because we are very highly intoxicated and full of parasites and fungus that control our will, our thoughts, our feelings. Everything is caused from toxins. Remember this formula: toxin equal emotions. Not the contrary. The emotions are created from the toxicity. And it's very easy to see and prove, because depends the poison that is circulating inside your body, inside your blood, your circulatory system, you're going to reflect some kind of behavior. So if you drink a cup of coffee, of course you're going to change your energy inside you, and it's going to provoke a distortion in your nervous system because the caffeine. And also if you drink a cup of tequila or alcohol, it's the same. That's why people change a lot when they are drunk. And also in another extreme, if you take a cocaine line, for sure your behavior is going to be more violent and different. So that's the example and the proof that depend the poison, our behavior is going to be different. And that's why it's very crucial to start to clean this mess. You have to fix that. And fasting is the crucial system to achieve this, to fight this battle very wisely without waste energy. So that's why our ancestors around the planet, they practice this like a style of life, not just for a moment in your life, because it's very important to take care of our body. And fasting is one of the best ways to show respect and love to your temple. And also it's going to be crucial to set us free from this system, because humans are controlled basically by two things. First one, food, and second, sex. It's very easy. Most of the population can control sex and can control food. At the contrary, food and sex are controlling the human beings like zombies, because parasites are controlling this avatar, and they are demanding food, demanding toxins, poisons. They're demanding a lot of acidic substance because they need to create a pleasant environment to survive. And also they need some kind of electricity, some kind of pH state to have the conditions to thrive inside of you. So that's why it's very important to remember and start to practice again. So basically, this is the formula of life that we call in the Toltec tradition in Nahuatl language, Atlachinoli. That means burned water, the alchemy of life, the formula of life. We have here water and heat, represented with fire. But this is heat, temperature. And when we combine both, we're going to get a third force that is called vapor, steam. And that's what we call ometeot. Make a synthesis from the duality, from the polarity, the two polarities, go back to unity in something better, in something that is lighter, and it's going to ascend. It has the purpose of our life physically and in spirituality. So the first thing is that we realize that we are 100% water, our bodies, in the three states, with a kind of temperature that it has to be in balance and in the exactly grades of temperature of heat to make this machinery, biomachinery, computer called body, human body, works. And the result of this is vapor inside us is nothing more, nothing less than the pH, hydrogen potential, pH. That's pH has to be neutral, not acidic, not alkaline, neutral. Actually, our body is neutral. It's 7.5, 7.5 or 4 in the scale of the pH. It's in the middle. And that's why Dr. Cayo is about go back to the middle, to the center. That's another formula of Ometeot. Center, balance, and fluency. When we are in the center, in our hearts, the unity, we're gonna get equilibrium. And then everything start to flow. As we want, because we are not passengers. We are drivers of our life. And when we start to live from inside, we are the path. Instead of living outside, we are just the walkers. This is a huge difference. And when you are a walker, you are a walking dead, a zombie, because you don't have control of your life and your soul is relegated because the larvatic body and the parasites took over. And they have the control of this vehicle, this avatar. And they are demanding all the pleasures that matrix and temptations that matrix are going to put in front of you to take them and fall in grace. In this grace. And fall asleep, of course. And this is very cool because when we fast, this is going to occur inside of this alchemy, because we are unblocking our system from this negative energy that creates obstructions in the system. And that's why our water is dirty, it's acidic, it's stuck. And when we have stuck water, when it's not running or flowing, it's going to create the conditions to attract parasites, fungus, and all kind of energy in very low frequencies. I can put you an example. When we have ponds on the street full of water, and also when we have these kind of puddles, they're going to get dirty very fast, and they're going to start to create mosquitoes and fungus, and it's going to start to stink also, smell bad. And that's what is happening inside us. But we have to be very clear about this. This is just the effect, it's not the cause. It's like if I say like when we see a lot of garbage or trash outside on the streets, and we will start to see flies around, insects. Nobody's gonna say, okay, those animals brought those trash. Nah, this is gonna be, you're gonna say, oh, this is stupid. They came because they found this garbage. They were attracted to go to that garbage because they want to eat. So it's the same principle here. It's just an effect, and the cause is this one. We are creating the conditions with our bad habits, the way where we eating, the way where we living, and we are overloading of toxins and food and sex, emotions, our system. That's the real cause. And that's why this alchemy is not happening inside us. We don't have the right temperature, and we don't have the correct water inside us. There is no transparency. There's no fluency. There's no energy running in the right way to be. So this is very important. So that's why fasting is the beginning of this meditation path to bring back the balance and the principles of nature inside us. So the Huehuetlactoli now what means the ancient spoken word from Toltecayot wisdom. This is an extract of that Huehuetlactoli wisdom, and they are explaining how they achieve the highest levels of consciousness, and they are very clear about this. Is the only way is to achieve the perfection in our bodies of purity, of clarity, and transparency. And of course, they are talking about fasting. And they say they are referring about the Toltecs. So they say they live like an asset collected in their interior. That's why they call the Nahuali. So basically, a Nahuali is almost the same. It's like I would say Toltec. It's just a title, a grade of spiritual level of consciousness and purity. So Nahuali is a human being that is wise and is called because they are going to cultivate their own energy. They are going to manipulate and save and distribute the energy in a very wise way. First of all, for their own benefit and of course, for the benefit of the collective, of the society, the community, the tribe. Because we have to, first of all, we have to save ourselves if we want to help another brother and sister. This battle begins with you, because we want to be lights of the exterior, but we are darkness in our inner world. So it's like a blind wants to guide or lead another blind. They're going to go to the, they're gonna fall because they are both blind. So first of all, you have to start to see again, to see clearer. You have to take off that blindfold, remove it from your eyes. Because an Nahual is that, a human being that is going to increase his or her vitality, energy. They're going to save the energy to get very high states of consciousness, to alter the consciousness. Is not using plants or eating something or taking something from the exterior, like just stimulations. No, the real thing here is to embrace the concept that everything comes from you. Is you, it's not the plant. And when they start to fast, they're going to perceive and experience very high states of consciousness because the energy starts to flow in the correctly way, in the right sense. And that's why the connection is going to have place in your heart, because you're going to connect to your heart. And the heart is going to start to emit the right frequency, the right pulse, start to emit that radiant wave. And that's when it's going to allow you to perceive something different that's outside of you. All your senses is going to be very clear. They are going to be clear and in the right frequency. And of course, the other senses like intuition, clairvoyancy, teletransport, television, telepathy, is going to be more easier that control and start to experience those other senses that now they are they still are inside of you, but they are blocked. They are in an inactive mode because we are full of toxins in the physical body. And now it's very easy to see because the 5 senses, we are losing them gradually. It's very easy to prove. Just check around you. And from 10 people, I think 8, at least 10 of them, they are wearing glasses to see because they are not able to see anymore. And also we are losing hearing because we are producing a lot of noise in the planet, listening very loud music, and these constructions and the sounds of the airplanes, the cars, etc. We are producing a lot of noise, producing the wrong frequencies. That's why we are losing our hearing. And also we are losing the sense of touch because our skin is very blocked with creams and all kind of chemical products that we are exposing every day, heavy metals and another chemical products like shampoos, like toothpaste, like soaps, like deodorants, etc. Sunscreens also. So that's why we are losing the capacity to feel with our external sense of touch. So that's why we can talk about of the other inner senses. So the first task is to recover the original five senses, the physical five senses. And also our taste is not like it used to be, because now we are being exposed to a lot of also chemicals like the glutamate. So we are eating artificial food. Because also a lot of salt and sugar and artificial chemical products that is going to make you feel like an explosion in your mouth. Like, wow, these flavors are amazing, but they are artificial. And also we are eating a lot of cooked food, and we are changing the original flavor of the fruits and vegetables and whatever. So that's very important. So Nahuali is that. It's how Tolteca or Nahuali, Toltec is the same. Is one person that is going to cultivate the energy and learn how to manipulate it in the benefit of, first of all, to get back to the healthy state, and then connect to the heart and perceive more than the evidence, beyond the evidence. And they say very clear, no with plants, no with other triggers or impulses. Just fasting, just be with you. And in the state of Teomania, Teomania means meditation, but another, like the common meditation. This meditation means is to make an edition. An edition is to cut, making a recapitulation of your life to see clearer the things that we have to cut off forever. And change the way that we are living. And for sure, eating is a belief that is going to steal energy from us. And also fornicate. It's another way to waste energy. So that's what ascet is. Ascet comes from the Greek concept that is ascesis in Greek. Ascesis means like exercise, because your life has to be an exercise. It has to be with discipline, provoke this process, and with love to get back of the state of energy and healthy state. So that is very clear. They say that they live like an asset, living from the interior, from the inner energy. And I could prove this by myself, because I have to confess that I have tried a lot of drugs, because everything is drugs, brothers and sisters. And it's not just like a cocaine. Or, no. Food is drugs. Sex is drugs. Caffeine is drugs. Coca-Cola is a drug. Alcohol is a drug. Something that is going to stimulate your senses and is going to provoke those impulse and triggers inside of you. That's a drug. But now talking about of the plants, the power plants, the plants of power, like peyote, like ayahuasca, like mushrooms. Of course, I try them, but just for lived experience and for a purpose, and just once, not like a habit. I never made a habit of these plants. And also to experience in this matrix, I tried once cocaine, I tried once cigarettes, tobacco and marijuana and alcohol, but I never made a habit. It's just like the social stupid zombie way to live. Like, okay, in a party, yeah, one beer, why not? Yeah, I'm going to smoke like a joint. Okay, there's like two smokes. That's it. But it's nothing serious in my life. But I really appreciate those actions, and that because it's an experience to me, and show me that it's not the original way. And no one of these substances of these plants gave me the energy, the clarity, and the very state of high energy when I made my first 21-day fasting experience. It was like wow, unbelievable. Where this kind of all this amount of energy is coming from? Because I'm not eating. And of course, this paradigm, the first paradigm is that we need food for living. And that's not true. The diet paradigm is the biggest belief that we have to tear down. And I can prove that. And also it's very easy to prove that when we fast, the people that we are very used in this and we have been passing for many years, experience this practice, we see very clear that when we are eating, our energy is decreasing. And also you can prove it in yourself or observing the society. When people eat a lot, especially the heavy food that we are eating, junk food and those kind of antiphysiological food, when they finish to eat, they feel like sleep. They feel the necessity to sleep, because the body demands to sleep your brain to try to fix all the fire that you have inside. That's why we want to feel tired as soon as we finish to eat. And at the contrary, when we are fasting, we have a lot of energy. So that's the first proof. The food is going to steal energy, and no food is going to give you energy. Amazing, no? And also another very, very excellent proof is because we are eating, we are getting sick. And at the contrary, when you fast, you're gonna heal. That's another proof. You can't deny that proof. So that's why you have to make this question inside of you and start to use your discernment and start to say, oh yeah, there is something that I never thought about it. And when I realize this, I say, wow. And also everything is going to be more clearer when you experience by yourself. As soon as you start to experience by yourself, you're going to start to see very clear, and you're going to start to say, the system has been lying us all the time about everything. We live in a big deception system full of lies. And I told you, the biggest paradigm that we are living today is the food paradigm, the diet paradigm, the nutritional paradigm. That doesn't exist, it's just a belief. So this is more profound, and I want to explain this later. But part of the liberation and the illumination path of the water is to set you free from the necessity of eating. This is very important, brothers and sisters. And this is the social organization system of our ancestors here in Anahuac, in North America, and also in the whole continent. In the base of the pyramid, we have health, because I told you, everything has to start with health. And of course, it's related with our diet. And then education, start to teach with our coherence and with our actions in coherence, because we are our reflections. We are like mirrors. So the best way to educate somebody is with your example. You can say your children, don't drink Coca-Cola, don't drink alcohol. If you do, it's not fair, and also is not in the state of coherence. And education is not just the empty knowledge that we are receiving from the schools. It's beyond that. Education is learn about how they interact with our energy, how to save energy, and how to interact with the principles of nature. And of course, how to interact with everything with harmony, respect, in the right frequency. And then we're going to lead us to the organization system in these tribes, these communities. We're going to be very organized. But to organize a system, we have to have in balance these concepts first. And then we're going to get spirituality. And spirituality means connection. We're going to have connection with our hearts, ourselves, with the rest of the environment. If this is something that we have to go back again. But everything begins with health, remember. And what is really fasting? What is really fasting, brothers and sisters? So we have this archetype that we call, this is just a concept. Remember, this is not a God. This is not that stupid beliefs that we inherit from the modern religion system. It's just an archetype that is going to teach you the things that we are, the energy that we are. And that we call Moyokoyani. Moyokoyani means the one who creates itself. Because you have the power to create and transform yourself and create and transform energy. Because we are fractals from the same source. So that's why you have the same power. But we forgot. Actually, remember this Socrates phrase that he said, the only thing is that I don't know anything. No, I think we know everything because we come from the source. But the problem is that we had forgotten. So the only thing is that I know is that I don't remember. That's why I'm here to start to remember again. And remember is go back to our heart. Re is like a do it again or go back again. Cordis in Latin is heart, core in French. So remember is in Espanol, we say it, in Spanish, we say recordar. It's the same root from Latin and Greek. Remember is go back to your heart. And that's why we are going to fast. That's the purpose to fast. Remember who we really are. We are essence, systems from the same source that we can create themselves every day. So we take every day like our first day as a beginning. We're starting over every day. That's why we call initiation, because we want to make a restart every day. So fasting, we have to understand this concept and also this word, because a lot of people misunderstand the concept. So fasting literally means no eating, nothing. No drink also, nothing. Fasting is to fast is no take anything from outside but air, because air is basically that we are living because we are breathing, not because we are eating. This is very important also to understand. The real food is the air. The air is full. That's something that we call tlayot. In the India, they call prana. We call in Nahuatl tlayot. It's full of vital energy because it's water also. And water is basically hydrogen. That's why we have to rehydrate our bodies, because we're talking about hydrogen to get the pH in the neutral level to be in balance and then flow again like this water. So that's basically fasting is that. No eat, no drink, nothing. This is the very strictly way. But now I'm going to explain you how to get to that goal. But we have to understand the concept first. So fasting is that. No intake, no water, and of course, nothing solid, no solid food. Because a lot of people start to confuse and they say, okay, I'm going to make a fast like with only eating grapes or eating oranges. No, that's not a fast. That's a mono diet. You are eating just one thing, and it's okay. It's another way to make a cleansing, but it's not a fast. Remember, no, don't confuse. And also in the religion modern text in the Bible, they say you can fast just with bread and water. No, and it's worse with bread, because bread is something that is not for our body. It's not food. It's anti-physiological food, because wheat is not a natural food for humans, because you have to process the wheat and then transform this wheat in flour, and you need a lot of energy and artifacts and devices like pans and fire pots, and we don't have this at the moment that we born. So that's why it's not natural. But the first thing is to embrace the real concept of fasting. Is nothing to take. And then we have two kinds of fastings. The first one is this one, dry fasting. That's what we call dry fasting. No liquids, no solids, nothing, just breathe. And the second is a liquid fast. So you can drink, but you can eat nothing solid. And then it depends your experience and your level of intoxication. You can make these fastings with water, with juices, with the water from the cooked vegetables, and also with your urine. This is very powerful. And I think we can consider this kind of fasting like a dry, because it's coming from you. It's liquid from you, your pee. You're hearing well. Urine fasting is very, very powerful, and another way to heal from your inside. Because remember, the Toltec traditions teaches all the time, and this is one of the best knowledge that you can and you have to embrace and incorporate to your life, that you are your own war, you are your own medicine. And it's literally, it's not a metaphorical way to speak, okay? That's why fasting and urine therapy, first of all, both are free. You don't have to pay for that. It's very easy. And then everybody can practice this right now, like this. You don't have to wait nothing. And they are the most efficiently system to heal and to bring balance to your system. That's why I am my own medicine, remember. So what we have to do first? We have to realize also this concept. In Spanish, I want to translate this, is more than solutions, we need corrections. And that's another crucial concept that we have to understand, brothers and sisters. We can, of course, we can use the solutions, and this part of the personal story is necessary to make use of these solutions. But most of the people think that just the solution is enough because they say, okay, I have this remedy and that's enough for me. As soon as I'm going to recover my balance, I'm going to keep doing the things that I want to do, like still eating shit, junk food, sodas, fried food, and this kind of antiphysiological food, artificial food, and also dead bodies from animals, corpses. Remember, if you eat dead, you're going to receive death. So we are not this. We haven't designed for eating animals, for eating dead bodies from animals. This is a very psychopathic program from Matrix. So that's the point of this, to understand that the solution is not just for, okay, I have the solution and I can keep doing the same things that I like to do. But it's not you, it's your parasites that are asking, they're asking for all those stimulation energy that come from this antiphysiological food. And also we have to take in count that also we have been exposed of this electromagnetic smog, electrosmog, radio frequencies that they're going to harm our physical bodies because they are destroying our cells by frequencies. Remember, everything is frequencies, energy, magnetism, electricity, sound. So they are changing with those frequencies the way of the shape of our wave, inner wave. We have a wave. And we move that wave in some grades, 15 grades, 10 grades, 5 grades, 40, 45 grades. The distortion is going to be different. So that's why we have this now. This pandemic is made by this. This is the silent enemy. It's not a virus. It's this. Because we are highly intoxicated, full of heavy metals, and the heavy metals, they are acting as antennas. And these antennas are receiving all the signals from these devices, electrical devices. And they are changing the pH for the body. And they are causing all this kind of distortions in our body and also in our mental body. When it's not our, we have to stop to say our because it's not our. The mental body that we have been implanted is not ours, but this is also the antenna that the system used to program our brains to make us believe all those kind of paradigms and dogmas. So that's the point here. Now we need a corrections. What is a corrections? Denied of these stupid things that we are doing. Drinking alcohol, smoking, having sex. Of course, I'm talking about the promiscuous sex, fucking, fornicating with a lot of people, masturbate with another body. It's not real love. Actually, the humans, we don't know the real concept and we can feel the real energy of love because the toxins, because the toxicity that we have in our body. We can feel it, we can perceive that beautiful energy. Actually, we don't know it. We don't even know it. We think that the concept of love is the romantic movies in Hollywood and all that kind of trash. Of course, it's a little part of that, but it's not just that. Love is a frequency that you have to live You have to experience and practice every day. It's a state of consciousness that is going to lead you to coherence, to balance and flow in pairs like this. When we make one from two, we're going to know the kingdom of heaven. That's what the Bible says. And I'm not in the fanatic way of religion, but we have to listen all kind of texts to see clearer and start to complete the puzzle. We need to be syncretists, syncretists. So remember this, and the corrections is this: deny, and that's why of the ascetic way is going to ask you, deny and cancel the temptations of matrix. All these kind of stupid things that we are doing forever, once and forever. And then when you start to connect, you're going to realize that you don't need nothing from the outside. So the first way when we have to know about the fasting. So I'm going to go back to this. What's really fasting? When fasting means speed up, that waves is fast. That's why we call, when we want to break the fast, that's why we say fast, break fast in the morning, because basically every day we are making a fasting. When we're going to sleep, we're going to fast for 8, 7, or 6 hours, depends. But that's a fasting. You're practicing a fasting every day. Actually, without this small or petite fasting, we will be dead earlier, because practicing this small fasting, this petite fasting, we're gonna live or allow our body to rest and to try to fix everything, saving energy. So that's that's where our body is going to take advantage of that moment, that our body is going to say, okay, this guy is going to is sleeping now. Is the moment to try to keep in balance this system as much as we can, because of course we have a point of inflection and also a break point, and that's when we get to that break point, death is going to occur. Otherwise, we can live as much as we want. We are immortals. Amor, that's why the amor means, in Spanish, in Latin, is amor, love. Amor is no death. A means without. Mort means death, muerte, mort. No more. Amor is practice, no death. No physical death, because you have to ascend with your body. And that's why the fasting is going to be the first key to understand and practice that is going to lead you to the other ones, to achieve that goal. Ascend like a meteor, ascend like a vapor. It's going to be lighter and it's going to rise, ascend, to escape from this video game called Matrix, this holographic illusion that we are living in. So that's the point, is learn to be in Matrix without be part of Matrix. We can be in Matrix, but don't be part of Matrix. Don't become in an instrument of Matrix. You play with the Matrix. Don't let the Matrix play with you like a Walking Dead. And the best way to reborn is fasting. That's why all the religions practice fasting since ever. So fasting, that what's really happening? We are speeding up our metabolism. We're going to speed up the cleansing system, the immune system to remember the real function of our organs, to remember and to tune to the right frequency again, the original wave from our hearts. Because we are not taking in anything, the body is going to start to remember everything. How is the function of the real function of our organs. And basically the heart is the first one that is going to remember the real beat, the real frequency of the heart, the real pulse. That's why it's going to increase the beatings. That's why our circulatory system and the blood pressure is going to increase. That's why sometimes you're going to feel dizzy. And dizzy is very normal because is first of all, when we're fasting, the body is going to start to make a cleansing process, a detox process. That's why toxins, they're going to go back to the circulatory system, to our blood, to release them and get rid of that dirty energy. So that's why we're going to start to feel dizzy and tired, because those toxins, they're going to be running in the system to be expel them, to be expelled. In using another systems that I'm going to explain in another video that we call hygiene system, the cleansing process, because now our body needs help. The fasting is not going to be enough. Of course, it's the best beginning, but in this emergency state that we're living, we need to do more, a little more, help our body. But we have to know how to do it well, because otherwise, the remedy is going to be worse than the illness. And not because you are not eating, because the system says that because you are not eating, you're going to get sick and blah, blah, blah. No, or you're going to die. No, that's a lie. The problem here is that when we're fast, all those toxins is going to release to our system. That's why we have to be very wise, and we have to be patient, and we have to do this very slow, because our organs have a break point. They have limits. They can't control a big amount of toxins in one shot. Because if we start to do it this like very fast and like with emotion, oh yeah, I want to heal that, and moving very fast. No. We have to be patient, and you don't have to get in the first place. You have to know how to get. There is not a competition. We have to be wise to eliminate those toxins, those mucus and parasites, step by step. Don't worry. Don't rush to your body. So you're gonna take out 3 bags of trash. Okay, but don't intake 5 more. It's stupid. It's useless. So the point is, if you want to take out 3, just taking 1, and then you're going to, then at the point that you're going to getting nothing. But that's an example. So that's why our kidneys, our liver, pancreas, our lymphatic system has a limit. So please don't do this with any consciousness, like crazies. No, do it well, and you're gonna be the results. So that's the point here. So remember, when we are fasting, that's how our body is going to start to do. It's going to make these garbage bags to be expelled from our bodies. And then we have to help our bodies to expel those garbage cans or bags with enemas, with another techniques that I'm going to explain in another video. And of course, your body is going to expel those kind of toxins, first of all, by sweating. Sweating is the first way to expel toxins. That's why our ancestors created the Temazcali system, sweat lodge. Beautiful. You have to experience its medicine and very high science, very high technology. So that's what happened when we were fasting. Our body is going to remember how to work in the right frequency again. And our metabolism is going to speed up. But we have to be careful to see the results that we want. Be wisely. Don't run the rush. So knowing this that I just told you, now we're going to pass to the next stage. So what's happening when we are fasting? So I told you we have dry fast and water fast. So from the pyramid, from the base of the pyramid to the summit, is going to see that when we are taking more levels of this pyramid, we're going to speed up the detox process. And then we're going to slow down from here. From here to here, slow down, and from here to here, we're going to speed up. So this is the detox pyramid. So the first way to start is fruits and steamed vegetables. So you're going to combine cooked food, but you have to realize the first thing, you have to change your diet in the vegan way. And when I refer to vegan, it's not to get and achieve this label. No, oh, I am vegan. Nah. That's not the point. I'm just going to mention vegan because to understand that we don't have to eat nothing that comes from animals. Not just because the ethic way, the correct to treat our brothers and sisters, the animals, but it's for our health, because we weren't designed to eat corpses, to eat meat. It's proven this. So the first one is fruits and steamed vegetables. Some combine raw and cooked food. And then you pass to the fruits, vegetables, and seeds, and some nuts. And then when we're speeding up, raw fruits and vegetables, everything raw. And then 100% fruits. Then juices and mono diet. So basically also here fruits, you have to understand that fruits, you have to eat every fruit in mono diet, never mixed. You can mix some of them that belongs to the same family, like all the berries come from the same, or the citrus, lemons, tangerines, mandarins, oranges, because they are belong from the same branch. But not in the extremes like bananas with pineapples, because this is acid and no, pineapple is acid and this is sweet, and they don't mix. They're going to create fermentation. Fermentation creates alcohol, and alcohol is going to intoxicate. So this is very important. So maybe you can mix some sweet fruits with another sweet fruit sometimes, but if you eat in mono diet, it's gonna be better to save energy. Then there we have juices from vegetables and from juices, of course. And then we have the real state of fasting, that is water fast, and the highlight of this program is dry fast, nothing. So this is to push when you are driving the acceleration pedal. In an example, if we can make an example, this is the most efficient way to get to release toxins and let our body make its own work in a very efficiently way. But also, this is not recommendable for beginners. No, never practice a dry fast until you have some experience. So the fast that we highly recommend is water fast. Always make a water fast. And of course, urine fast with your pee. But never try dry fast. Maybe you can experience some hours of the day, like 12 days dry fast, and you're gonna see the reaction of your body. But please, when you start to feel tired or nauseous or something like detox symptoms, you have to stop the detox process, because your body is going to tell you that, or is going to announce you that, okay, this is enough. We have a lot of toxins that we have to manage first. Please stop. So in that moment, we have to stop with water or juice. Or we have extreme cases that we have to break the fast. No problem. I told you, this is very, you have to realize something very important. This is very personally process, an individual process, because we are in the physiological way, of course, humans, we are the same inside. We have the same system, the digesting system, because we can find a person with 2 stomachs, or another person with 3 livers, or no, we have the same system inside. The only difference between every human being is the level of toxicity. So we have a different record. So it depends if you have taken drugs, if you are drinking a lot of caffeine or alcohol or whatever. So it depends the level of your toxicity. That's why you have to take it in a very personal way. It's a unique experience that you have to experience to make, and also you're going to commit some mistakes, and it's okay, because those mistakes are going to show you and teach you how to improve every day. But I remember, I told you, this is not a competition. You don't have to compare to others. Just follow your own path. That's the best way to achieve our goals. And step by step. So I'm going to show you an overview in the whole view of the concept of fast. And it's the real pyramid, physiological human pyramid. At the base, at the foundations, we have fruits, because remember, humans, we are not herbivores, we are not carnivores. We are frugivores. Frugivores mean that our real food is fruits. And then we can eat some vegetables, like ladles. Principle, we have to look for sweet vegetables, because we love sugar, but not sugar like the white sugar, like the processed sugar. No, the real one. Fructose. Fructose is the real sugar that our bodies needs to stimulate and just to improve the labor of our body for healing. Because remember, food, you have to change the paradigm. Food is not for energy. We are using food for healing and for detox and to remineralize our body. Because in that way, we're going to use food for the fiber to eliminate and unstick the things that we have stick in our intestine, and also in some cases to kill parasites. Because we're using the fiber, we have to get rid of the high amount of toxins that we have in our system. And that's the best way. And also to rehydrate ourselves with this beautiful water, because water from fruits is not regular water. It's another state of water. It's like plasma state. This is the best water, that is the only water that our bodies can process and assimilate. The other water is not going to help you at all. You're going to retain, because now obesity is retained water, fluids, and of course, toxins, because our body is going to create fat to encapsulate those toxins. So when you see a fat person, it's because it has a lot of liquids retained, because and also we need liquids to make more to eliminate the thickness of the blood, because toxins, you're going to use water. And also to encapsulate the toxins in fat. Basically, it's liquid and fat. And also we're going to use a lot of greens, because we need the minerals, alkaline minerals, to eliminate the acidic toxins. So this is the solutions, but the correction is that know that we don't need this kind of triggers or stimulate in our bodies at some point. This is just the means to achieve the real thing, the real freedom, that is not it anymore. We can live just breathing, and this is proven also. But I just telling you this very lightly because this is more profound, and I'm going to take another video to explain that process. But just that to you an overview to realize that to start to unveil the real truth of our nature. So that's why you have to realize that this is just a means to lead you to something superior. And we're going to pass to another. So what's happening when we're fasting? Another thing, besides we are speeding up our metabolism and the cleansing process. This is very beautiful because this is called autophagy. Autophagy means in Greek self-eating. Basically, we are eating ourselves. And this is the beauty of nature and the real behavior of nature. We are recycling all the time. Even our planet is recycling everything. Because we used to live in a cooperative energy, cooperative system, not a predator system like now we are living in because of this programming system that we are involved. So autophagy, your body's way to cleanse itself, basically. It's a biological process that removes body's accumulated toxins and recycles damaged cell components. So basically, autophagy, your cells are going to eat their own wastes. So they're going to expel your wastes, and the cells are going to eat them again. Beautiful. That's why in alchemy have the symbol of the serpent eating its own tail. It's another secret, because we have the power to eat ourselves in the positive way. That's why we are saying that we are our own medicine, literally. So this is a Japanese that he won a Nobel Prize, Yoshinori Osumi. He brought to our modern times this information again. Of course, our ancestors, they knew it very well. But now in our modern times, he's the guy that is proving all these facts. So basically, this is the factory of recycling of our cells. So this is the mechanism of autophagy. So when they expel the things that the cells don't need anymore, so they're going to incorporate again, and they're going to transform in another kind of energy, these wastings. So that's why the point here to achieve autophagy, we have to realize that and learn that we have two kinds, like in Matrix, everything is dual. We have the positive autophagy and the negative. The positive is this one. Then the cells, they're going to recycle their own wastes in a perpetual way. But they have to achieve this, they need to have the right environment, like I told you before. And basically, they need to have water, clean water. Water is the key of everything. A free and clean environment, free of toxins, free of obstructions, blockings, free of parasites, fungus. Because they, in that way, they are going to receive the exactly amount of air, and air is hydrogen, and also water is hydrogen, and the pH has to be in balance. So they're going to recycle everything here. In our Toltec tradition, we call that metaphor in tlazolteotl. That's another name that the earth received, tlazolteotl. Tlazolteotl means the one who devoured the dirt, the shed, basically. So it's another metaphor of recycling system. Actually, the earth is that. Everything goes back to the earth. When something died, everything goes back to the earth, and that is the earth is going to recycle this matter again. It's going to transform in minerals and etc. So the positive autophagy is when they are in this environment and they are practicing this ometeot system of generation, operation, and dissolution in a perpetual way, like this, flowing all the time. And autophagy is going to start to create in our bodies after 12, no, I think 16 or 18 hours after when we start our fasting. Let me find something. So basically, autophagy is a provoked process by a long fast, and that process is going to burn fat and toxins. And then, like I told you, it's going to be present after 14 or 18 hours of when we are fasting. So basically your cells start to feed themselves like we are. That's why we don't need any food. Just need to breathe. So the old components of our cells that we call proteins, that they are in, to use some terms, we can tell that, or we can say that those kind of proteins are they are in how to explain in English, not well unfold. So basically it's like a not complete protein. So in that case, they're going to recycle during this phase. But not just they are recycling, but they are renewing for complete. So your body is going to experiment a profound or a very deep cleanse, very deep cleanse. So this is going to make that the energy of your cells, there's going to be more efficient, but also they're going to extend their life, and of course yours. So the balance is the virtue. So to get optimal results, we recommend to fast at least 16 hours per day. or a little longer if you want. So the most important is that the fast has to be good for you. So listen to your body always. But we are practicing the other autophagy negative system. And what's that negative autophagy? Because we are introducing in our system acidic food, we are decreasing the pH level of our body. The hydrogen potential is decreasing because the acid. So that's why you have to understand and also you have to love your body, because it's doing the impossible to keep you alive. And your body is going to do everything to keep you alive. Doesn't matter if the system has to take or steal energy even from you. But otherwise, if your body wouldn't do these actions, you will be dead. I don't know, maybe sometimes at the same moment that you are eating that kind of acidic food. So that's why we have to see this kind of illness state like second chance, or in another case, a third or fourth chance that our body is making a call that, okay, is wake up. I'm going to fix this. Doesn't matter the consequences, but you have to make a correction in your life. So that's why you're going to take your attention provoking that, but it's necessary. So I told you, when you take very acid food inside of you, your body needs to take minerals from anywhere to restore the balance in your system. And that's the negative autophagy, because your system is eating itself, but it's eating minerals, precious minerals from your organs and whatever. Because I told you, otherwise you will be dead. In fact, you will be dead. And that's why we are practicing, most of the humans, the negative autophagy, because of us. Because our behavior, negative habits. So this is very important to understand, that we have to practice the positive autophagy. That's the beauty of the fasting practice. And also it's the science. This is proven. So I told you, this is a very cool example to assimilate and think about it. So we are going to imagine that our body is this fishbowl, because we are containers of water, like this fishbowl. So what are you gonna do when if you have a fishbowl is going to get dirty. It's normal because they are living creatures inside, and also because it's exposed of, at the environment, normal. So there are two options. Clean this water, change the water, or incorporate substances like vaccines, poisons, soaps, whatever. So it's very easy to see. You have to clean it, changing the water. You change the water. So the terrain is everything. We have to keep clean this bio terrain that is the house of our bodies. Because if we keep clean the water, our cells can thrive. So that's why we have, this is the task, the unique mission that we have. And fasting is going to help a lot because we're gonna let our body do its job. It's gonna start to work in the right sense, in the right way. And it's very clear. This example is very clear. So if your blood is formed from eating pure foods, your brain will function in a manner that will surprise you. Your former life will take on appearance of a dream. And for the first time in your existence, your consciousness awakens to a real self-consciousness. Arnold Ehret. I'm going to introduce you if you don't, in case you don't know this guy. He's Arnold Ehret, a German doctor from the last century, that he created this mucusless diet healing system. And also his first book is called Rational Fasting. And he explains how to start to fast. So fasting doesn't hurt, toxins do. This is very important. And I'm going to explain you another thing of the fasting system. The first fasting that we have to practice. Let me check another thing here. Okay. So the first fast that you have to practice is stop to keep eating these kind of foods. That's the first one. So you have to get rid from your life processed food, junk food, food that in cans, in package, plastic, because it's not natural. That's the first thing that you have to, but forever, and it's not just for a moment, forever. That's make to do a correction. Stop eating meat, any kind of meat, fish, chicken, beef, whatever, all kind of animals. Stop drink alcohol, stop drink sodas, junk food in general. And also, of course, drugs. And also, you have to stop to damage your skin, because remember, the biggest organ of your body is your skin. So we are putting in our skin a lot of chemical products like creams, shampoos, toothpaste, toilet paper, soaps, perfumes, lotions, solar screen, makeup also, and of course the I don't know how to say in English, but the product that women used to color their hairs because it's full of heavy metals, and of course use these devices, decrease the use of these kind of devices in your life. Use just the necessary time and protect yourself. So that's the first fasting, the chemical one, but forever, not just 1 week or 1 season, 1 year, not forever. And also you're going to save a lot of money. So that's the first one. And then I told you before, we have the two kind of fast, the water and dry fast. But now we have to start with the intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is the one that you're going to extend from your sleeping time until midday, until noon, like 12 p.m. Start with that. And that's a good starting, because you're going to extend the time of detox process in your body, and you're going to provoke the positive autophagy in a longer time, like 16 hours of 12 minutes. No problem. Start with that. That's a good step to do. Of course, if you are a beginner, start with that fasting every day. Don't eat until midday. And then you have to eat only 2 meals per day. After 12 p.m. and then between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. dinner. So skip breakfast, please, in the morning. So have some lunch in the midday, and then have dinner, and that's it. You don't need a lot of food. And also skip this bad habit of snacking. I love it if you say snacking, but that snack culture is terrible, because you are eating all the time. You are using your digestion system all the time. That's going to steal your energy. And remember, the purpose of this is save energy. And of course, when we are eating a lot of cooked food is dead food also, because our body is going to receive like an attack. And because the body is going to say, okay, what is this? This is not food. This is an invasion. And that's why the body is going to start the immune system. And that's why we are wasting and weakening our immune system. And also because the radio frequencies that we are exposed, we are also weakening our immune system, because those waves are getting into our system, causing micro injuries in our tissues, organs. So our body has to auto repair, is repairing, fixing those injuries. And that's the same thing with food. So that's very important to practice that. And also you have to understand that to fast is not just not intake food, any food in your body. Also, we can fast, make a fast of speaking, of thinking, of doing things. Stop working like a, I don't know, like a slave of like a despair guy that oh, money, money. No, stop. You're stressing your system. And also it's another fast is fast of stress. Fast, you make a fast of talking. You make a fast of doing the thing that you like, a routine energy that you are involved. It's another way to fast. Fast of negative thoughts, negative actions. This is more than the food. But of course, everything begins with food. Because remember this, clean body, clean mind. Because toxins create emotions. And then those emotions, they are going to increase the level of stress and are going to make more seriously the problem, like a boomerang, where they are not the cause, they are the effect. And the cause are the toxins. Remember always this. So that's why we have to incorporate in our lives the fasting practice. So on fasting, just to finish this lecture, I very highly recommend this guy, Arnold Ehret, and his books. And he said, nature teaches us that there is basically only one disease, the one caused by overeating and eating of the wrong foods. Therefore, this one disease, of whatever the many different names man has given to it, can be cured by but one remedy, namely withholding from the body those very substances which normally will bring about disease. In other words, do exactly the opposite of overeating. Reduce your intake of foods, improve on your general diet, and prepare for some fasting. Cleansing process. As soon as anyone decreases his eating, fasts a little, or change over to the natural diet, he or she has waste mucus, poisons, uric acid, phosphates, etc. in his hair, urine, and analysis of his urine is alarming. This likewise happens in the majority of cases whenever anyone becomes sick. Everyone becomes alarmed at this effort of the body to eliminate waste, which is through the healing cleansing process. So this is not really true about the urine. This is another thing that I'm going to explain more deeply in another video, because it's evident that Ehret never practiced urine therapy. And I'm just going to leave you here but it's not true this. Just, I want to show you that the thing that is very important to realize and be aware of this information. So hunger is the first element of self-discipline. If you can control what you eat, drink, and fornicate, you can control everything you want. So this is very clear. So this is there is a amazing book that I also recommend you from Hermann Hesse that is called Siddhartha. And there is that in that book, there is a part of the story that they talk about fasting. And this is very beautiful. When I read this book when I was younger than today, was amazing. Was wow, was very, very clear to me when we can control just the things that I told you in the last slide. We can avoid a lot of problems in our lives, especially healthy problems. So now I'm going to read you a very short phrase of taken from this book. Just let me find it in my files. So Siddhartha says to one man that he went to ask for a job, and this guy asked him that, what do you do? Do you want this job? Tell me, what do you do? And Siddhartha answered this: I can think, I can wait, and I can fast. Amazing. So the merchant said, yes, indeed. And what is now what you've got to give to me? What is that you've learned? What you're able to do? And Siddhartha responds, I can think, I can wait, I can fast. The man said, that's everything? Siddhartha said, I believe that's everything, sir. And the merchant replied, and what's the use of that? For example, the fasting, what is it? Good for you? And Siddhartha says, okay, that's very good question. When a person has nothing to eat, fasting is the smartest thing that he or she could do. When, for example, Siddhartha hadn't learned to fast, he will have to accept any kind of service before this day is up, whether it may be you or whatever, because hunger will force him to do so. But like this, Siddhartha can wait calmly. He knows to impatience. He knows no impatience. He knows no emergency. For a long time, he can allow hunger to besiege him and can laugh about it. This, sir, is why fasting is good for. Amazing and very clear, because it's very clear. He's saying this: if you can control your hunger, you can control everything, and you are not going to make stupid things like work in very stupid jobs or enslavement jobs. And it's very clear, because he said that if hunger takes control over me, I will take any kind of job to get food. I don't care. But at the contrary, I can wait, and I can fast. You can control me. So that's the very powerful message to the system and the matrix. Now you have the control. You can tempt me. Your temptations are not going to work in me. So you can do whatever you want, but I can wait. I can listen myself, and also I can fast. So this is beautiful. So basically, this is an overview of how to fast and what is fasting, brothers and sisters. So remember, this is not just a concept. This is a practice. This is something that you have to take from your self-experience and incorporate to your life forever, like a style of life. And then after this intermittent fast, you can be more experienced and start to fast 24 hours, one day, then 36 hours, and then 3 days, and then 5, and then 7, 11, 15, 21, 40. So remember, the practice makes the master. But don't rush. Be wisely, but do it. And see yourself. See your changes. Listen to your body. Don't be afraid. That's the first thing. Don't be afraid. You're not going to die. On the contrary, you're going to start to heal yourself because you are your own medicine. But that's the point. Be aware of this. Remember this beautiful practice. And that's the real path of freedom. Because if you don't have to eat, you don't have to work. You don't have to sell your soul to the best merchant, to the best offer. No. This is very crucial. And this knowledge is part of the Toltecayot wisdom. It's part of the Chippewa system. Chippewa now in Nahuatl means transparent purification of our body, our mirrors. Our bodies are mirrors because are made of crystals. And we are not reflecting the real being that we are, because we are involved in this predator system. We are sleeping. And also our mirrors are blocked with veils and smoke fumes. That's why we have this archetype called Tezcatlipoca. Tezcatlipoca means the smoke mirror. And that's the mission that we have to achieve in this life. Get rid of those fumes, of those veils. And eating is crucial, brothers and sisters, because we are what we eat. And worse is we are what we are feeding. And what we are feeding inside us? Parasites, larvae, and larvatics, larvas, and fungus. And those creatures are controlling our will. They're moving the avatar. And those toxins that those creatures are creating intoxicate our body. And toxins create emotions. Emotions means energy in movement, electric movements, creating short circuits and in electrocuting all the system, burning. And that's going to become in tumors, cancers, because the pH is not neutral. So remember, but those guys inside you are not the cause, they are the effect. You have to start to be responsible of that. And you are the responsible because you are allowing to get into your system those parasites. So that's why I told you, we need corrections, not just solutions. And fasting is the best way to start. So, Tlazokamati, Ometeo, thank you very much. And I wish you have this inner battle in the best way to manage your life and keep the pace constantly without pause and with no rush. And the benefits and the results, they're going to be evident sooner or later. As soon as you start to achieve that you are your own word, you are your own medicine. Thank you.